Hi, YouTube.
Oh, right. Hello. That's the whole reason why we're recording this thing.
I know.
Hi.
So, we decided our first segment. We're so excited. Are we doing this as a weekly segment?
Sure.
Sure?
Sure.
Okay. We decided it would be a weekly segment about fairy tales. Because, everyone
Magic.
grew up with them, knows them.
Due to recent popularity, because of the release of Tangled Ever After, we're going to be coming to you with the tale of Rapunzel.
If you guys don't know the tale of Rapunzel, here is a quick, synopsis of the original Brothers Grimm version.
For those of you who are a little bit unfamiliar with the storyline of Rapunzel, we'll give it to you briefly. Now, there is this couple, and they're trying to have a baby, and the wife is having these obscure pregnancy cravings, and she craves this weird vegetable that she can only get in the witch's garden. The husband, being a good husband, goes out to go get the vegetable. Unfortunately, he's caught by the evil witch, who, in return for the theft, she wants the couple's firstborn child. Unwillingly, he agrees.
The witch, being mean, decides that she's come to collect her payment. So, true to his word, he has to give the child up to the witch. And when the child is 12 years old, the child is named Rapunzel, in case you can't figure that out, the witch takes...
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler. The witch takes Rapunzel to a tower that has no doors or any other entrance, and the only way in is a window on the very top of the tower. Rapunzel ends up growing her hair really long because, she can't go get it cut. So her hair ends up growing to be 20 L's, which, if you change the measurement, was 26 meters?
There's 25 point something meters
25,
and 75
feet if you measure by feet, and it was like 25, 26 meters, something like that. We're not mathematicians, don't hold us to that.
That's a lot of hair.
Yeah, and I don't want to know how she brushes it or washes it. It's
like Marcia Brady.
Not washed.
1, 2, 3.
Since there is no entrance into the tower, the only way up and through the window is by shouting out to Rapunzel, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your long hair!" And then she hears it and goes, "Whooshah!" and lets it fall, lets it loose, and then you climb up like a rope, and it's like, "What's up, Rapunzel?"
Oh, the witch forbids Rapunzel to meet any men, which is why she actually locks her up in the very top of the tower, because she has this whole thing against men. She's afraid that some handsome prince is gonna whisper her away on...
Lord forbid she marries into wealth.
Naturally, what happens is a prince does come along.
The prince finds Rapunzel by wandering through the forest one day and hearing her song because she's singing and is lonely. Now I'm starting to wonder if that scene from Sweeney Todd is based. Oh, connections.
And it's automatically love at first sight.
The prince hears the song and is trying to find a way into the tower, but since there is none, he can't find any. Then one day he hears the witch say, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair." And she lets it loose, whips her hair back and forth, and the witch climbs up, and so the prince does the same and meets Rapunzel.
Obviously, when the witch finds out about this secret romance, she's not too pleased. She sends Rapunzel away to this deserted desert. She tricks the prince, because she chops off all Rapunzel's hair and she lets it dangle when the prince comes to collect Rapunzel. So naturally, he climbs right up and she pushes him back down into a briar patch, where the prince becomes blinded. Eventually, because it is a fairy tale, the prince and Rapunzel end up finding each other in the most random of deserted spots.
Years of wandering, Rapunzel apparently, something must have happened in that tower.
Oh.
Because when he finds Rapunzel, her tears, first of all, her tears or whatever heal his blindness, and he's able to see again. And Rapunzel, while she was wandering this deserted place she was in, had twins. So something went on in that tower.
It's true.
Which they don't really acknowledge because it's a fairy tale.
No, they don't. All they do is kiss, because that's
Their
all you
magic
have to do.
That's all
it's
you
a
have
magic
to do
kiss.
to have children is kiss.
That's how fairy tales work. They're magic kisses.
That's why I can't kiss anybody. I'm afraid of random spontaneous children.
That explains so much.
Is there something you're not telling me?
No. Nothing.
Is that why there's a child hiding in your closet?
I love you, sweetie.
Since the first Brothers Grimm story of Rapunzel, there have been tons of adaptations. Yeah. The list is endless. There's probably always going to be some sort of new twist.
The newest twist was Disney's release of Tangled back in 2010. Disney took a little bit of a different twist with Tangled. What they did was, with Rapunzel's long, gorgeous golden hair, they gave it magical healing powers, and it even got its own song. She had to sing in order for her hair to glow and heal whatever it was entangled upon. Ah ha ha! Entangled, tangled.
Also entangled. As opposed to a prince finding Rapunzel, Rapunzel is actually royalty. She's a lost princess who was taken away by a witch. And the witch didn't take her away because of some deal in this, it's because she wants the magic healing powers, which actually technically makes almost more sense. And instead of a prince hearing her song and being like, oh, hey girl, how you doing?
He was a convict, and he was running from the law, and he saw a tower, he climbed it. End of story.
And as opposed to the Grimm brother version, it was not love at first sight.
Nope.
It was more like, wow, you're really attractive at first sight, and she beat him with a frying pan. And somehow romance forms. But instead of being deserted and all that wondrous stuff, Flynn, who is the prince in this version, he and Rapunzel go on a magical journey to go see floating lanterns that this kingdom releases every year on Rapunzel's birthday.
See the lanterns, they fight the bad guys, they sing some songs, Brad Garrett sings.
So does Jeffrey Tambor and Zachary Levi. Rapunzel realizes she's the lost princess, Flynn gets framed for something but then manages to get out with some help of their friends, and Rapunzel and Flynn end up together after Rapunzel's hair is cut and Mother Gothel is defeated.
There's another adaptation that I'm quite fond of. It's very goofy, it's very silly, it's from the 80s. It's from Fairytale theater. In the Rapunzel one, it was Shelley Duvall as Rapunzel. It was
Jeff Bridges.
And it was Jeff Bridges as the prince and the father. And what did I say? I know Jeff Bridges is quite good looking today. He was even better looking in the 80s. We can't forget Barbie as Rapunzel. The whole movie, it's very cute. I've seen a lot of the Barbie movies. It's very cute. I'm okay to admit that. No, there are purple dragons in this one, which kind of makes it awesome. And I like dragons, and I like the color purple. I like purple dragons. So I liked Barbie as Rapunzel.
Rapunzel is such a common story that it's often even just thrown into things as like a little hint, or it's part of a bigger story. Like the movie The Brothers Grimm. There's no character named Rapunzel, and they don't have the whole Rapunzel, let down your long hair thing, but they have to climb to the tallest tower thing, and the only way they can get up is from this piece of hair that's like hanging out the window, which, you know, obviously references the story of Rapunzel. To the musical Into the Woods, Rapunzel. Don Bluth, who directed and made... Don't laugh at Don Bluth. Don Bluth, who made such classic stories as Thumbelina.
A for effort, Don Bluth. A for effort.
I'm never gonna get through this. Don Bluth. You can't say the name without laughing. Don Bluth, who made movies such as Thumbelina and American Tail and Five Goes West and The Land Before Time and a couple of other movies.
A couple
other movies. Such as The Pebble and the Penguin. Don Bluth actually had a story idea for an animated adaptation of the story of Rapunzel, but due to the horrific failure of Pebble and the Penguin, it was canned.
A couple of decades later, Disney did it better! Woo!
And that is the wonderful story of Rapunzel.
Don Bluth!